On we go to the bottom of the fourth inning in a 2-1 lead for the Oakland Ballers. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. Bobby Leday leads it off with the first pitch. Line center field, base hit. So Leday, Gonzalez, and Blackford. And Leday, he just saw that ball hanging up there, and he says, you know what, I'm just going to whack it onto the center field. And he did. It's almost like that ball was out on a tee. So he has a single. Hit number 3 now for Yolo, and a 2-1 Oakland lead. Bottom of the fourth inning. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the visiting Ballers. A run, 3 hits, no errors for the High Wheelers. So Leday has got good speed. The runner at first. Now Gonzalez is 0 for 1. He bats. And Luke Short from the set delivers. And Gonzalez takes a bender for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Leday again at first. 28 steals this year. He's been caught 6 times. 2-1 Oakland. Snap through to first and back safely with the dimes. Leday. Good play there by the first baseman Martinez. That throw was not a great one. The pickoff attempt was not a great one from Short. Good pick there. So no balls and 1 strike the count to Gonzalez. 2-1 Oakland. There goes Leday. Gonzalez swings. Ground ball past the diving first baseman Martinez. Into right field. A base hit. Leday, who went into second with a slide, now gets up as he sees that ball in right field and hustles to third. Jose Gonzalez has a single to right. And here come the High Wheelers. 2 on, nobody out. 2-1 Oakland, bottom of the fourth. So Gonzalez with the single. Make it now for Jose, folks. 40 consecutive games he has reached base safely. That's right, 40 straight games for Jose Gonzalez in which he has reached base either on a hit, a walk, or a hit by pitch. So now tying run at third, no one out. Go ahead and run at first. And now Blackford, who walked his first time, and he pushes a bunt toward first. Glove by Martinez. He's going to come home. The dive by Leday. He's safe. And we are tied at 2, and that'll be a fielder's choice. So it'll be a fielder's choice. It's not a hit. It's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Braden Blackford. And we are tied at 2. So Blackford a push bunt toward first. Leday read it well. That's what you really call there is a safety squeeze, and I'll explain what that means in a moment. So Gonzalez goes to second. Blackford is on at first. Again, give him a run batted in. And now it's first and second, nobody out. The wheel play on, and Glancy shows bunt, takes high ball 1-0. Blackford, that's his 65th RBI. The game is tied at 2. Safety squeeze means is that the runner from third takes off after the ball is safely bunted. That's a safety squeeze. Suicide squeeze, that's different. That's when the runner takes off from third as the pitch is being delivered, and the batter must bunt the ball on the ground. A 1-0 on the way, ground ball foulable on first, 1-1. Even if he bunts it foul, at least it's no harm done, as long as it's not 2 strikes. But normally you wouldn't see the suicide squeeze with 2 strikes. But anyway, that's really for a different discussion. The safety squeeze, though, worked. It's a fielder's choice RBI for Blackford. Game tied at 2, and the 1-1 to Glancy up and away from Luke Short, ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for Oakland. Gonzalez at second, Blackford at first, and nobody out, bottom 4. And the 2-1. Glancy takes very high, ball 3. And the count moves now to 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 the count. And the pitch. And Glancy takes outside, ball 4. And that loads him up. So Gonzalez to third, Blackford to second, Glancy to first base. So now it's Tanner Smith with a lot of food on the table right here and nobody out, and a game tied at 2. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Tanner flied to center in the third inning. And the Oakland pitching coach, Jim Diedrich, will come out. Now I can say it properly. I was off by 1 day yesterday, and I corrected it yesterday, but now definitely talk about Jim Diedrich that it was. And I better not be wrong here because I read it earlier today and yesterday. The correct date of Cal Ripken Jr. setting the all-time Major League record for most consecutive games played. Did so on this date 29 years ago in Baltimore. Jim Diedrich was in uniform for the Orioles as a pitcher. Didn't pitch in that game literally, but was certainly a member of the team and was there for the ceremony that night. I've talked to Jim a lot about that evening, and he said, hey, I was in the big leagues for 1 month and got to experience in uniform one of the most historic nights in the game's history. Now it's Smith, and he takes a breaking pitch for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to count. 2-2, Yolo Oakland, bottom of the 4th. Gonzalez the go-ahead run at third. Blackford's at second. Glancy's at first. And the no ball, 1 strike pitch. And Tanner takes low and in, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball. And 1 strike to Smith. Now Tanner had what turned out to be the game-deciding hit yesterday. That was in the 5th inning on a 2-run single. Finished 1 for 4, the 1-1. And he swings and he chops one foul, first base side, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith the other day had a 6-game hitting streak snapped, was 9 for 24 in that stretch. 375 clip over those 6 games for the all-time leader in homers in Oregon Ducks history with 31 for Tanner Smith, among other offensive categories. Well, he was with the Ducks. The 1-2 from the Cal Bear to the Oregon Duck, foul to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, now whenever Cal plays Oregon, it'll be the ACC against the Big Ten, respectively. It's going to take a lot of us who grew up here in Northern California a long time to get used to that. The 1-2 pitch, and Smith made a motion at it. Did not go around. Ball 2. Boy, that was tempting. I mean, Smith lunged, but held up. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with Alejandro Figueiredo on deck. Runners at every base. It is 2-2, bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody out. Outfield straight up. And short's 2-2. And Smith swings and a chopper to first. Grabbed by Martinez. He's going to come home for 1. Clark's return throw to first not in time. So they get the force at the plate on Gonzalez. 3-2 on the force. Martinez, the first baseman, to the catcher Clark. Everybody else is safe. So Blackford goes to third. Glancy to second. Smith now for 2. He's the runner at first base. Game stays tied at 2. And now it is Alejandro Figueiredo who digs in. Infield single in the 3rd inning. So 3-2 on the force at the plate. And now the pitch on the way to Figueiredo. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. So middle infield is back, hoping to turn 2. Infield really is what would be considered regular depth, as they were when Smith was at the plate, in case I didn't mention that. 0-1. And the pitch, and Figueiredo takes low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game tied at 2, bottom of the 4th inning. Yolo in Oakland. Well, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners everywhere. And Figueiredo swings, and he flies 1 to center. We'll see if this is deep enough. 2 is left. The center fielder, Guerra, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Blackford. He's on his way to the plate, and he'll score easily standing up as the throw was off to the first base side of home. Played on 1 hop by the catcher, Clark. So Figueiredo does the job, and he moves Glancy over to third. Smith holds at first on the sacrifice fly. And the run batted in for Alejandro Figueiredo. So the High Wheelers have their first lead here this afternoon. So now 3-2 in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. RBI for Figueiredo's is 27th in a Yolo uniform. So it's first and third now, and now Smith hung up between first and second. They throw to first, and now coming home and diving in, but called out of the plate is Glancy. Tagged by the catcher Clark. Martinez threw to the shortstop Leslie, and then Smith stopped, forced the issue, and Glancy ended up coming home, but he was out at the plate. We'll score that for you when we get back. So good job by Short to pick off Smith to set that chain reaction there. So we'll go over everything when we get back, scoring of that play. But Yolo takes the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man was left. We go to the 5th, 3-2. Yolo leads Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the 5th inning this afternoon, 3-2. Yolo leads Oakland. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for a Yolo, 2-5-1 for Oakland. Brad Burkell leads it off, and Ben Ferrer kicks and the pitch, and Burkell swings. Hits this one towards second. To his right, Lede, backhand grab at his throw to Figueiredo, gets past Alejandro. The ball stays in play. And it'll be a base hit for Brad Burkell. And it'll be an infield single. That was a tough play. I mean, more than ordinary effort. Lede had to move to his right, backhand the ball, and you factor Burkell's speed, plus being a left-handed batter. He takes off now for second on the attempted hit and run. Josh Leslie, a foul ball, left side, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. The play to end the bottom of the 4th, Smith, the play where he was hung up between first and second, and eventually it was David Glancy who was out trying to come home. Glancy is out 1-3-4-2 on the caught stealing. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'll have to check technically if that was a caught stealing, because just on terminology, the play went 1-3-4-2. The 0-2 here to Leslie, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 3. And he is down on strike swinging for the second time. That's the 5th strikeout for Ferrer. 1 away, 3-2, Yolo leading Oakland. Top half of the 5th inning. I think it just goes as a put out, because I think if he had been safe, it wouldn't have been a stolen base. He was not intending to steal. So 1-3-4-2 just on the put out at the plate. Just goes as a put out. Now it's the top of the order for Oakland for the 3rd time, and the center fielder Kyle Guerra. And he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Guerra, who swings and misses at a fastball in the outer half of the plate from Ferrer, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guerra, part of that 2-run 3rd inning with a single And then he scored on the 2-run triple by Stewart. So Burkell at first, being held on by Figueredo. 3-2 is the score. Yolo leading, and Guerra swings, ground ball up the middle, to his left. It's a shortstop. Marine goes to Lede at second, and they get the out there. Throw to first gets away, and now Guerra is hung up between first and second, and Figueredo's throw to the shortstop, or to the second baseman Lede, who then throws back to first, and Guerra just gets back safely. Crazy play right there. There's no error because there was no further advancement. It just simply goes as a force at second, 6-4. Guerra is the runner at first. So the shortstop, Marine, through to the second baseman, Lede. That forced Burkell at second. And then Lede threw to Figueredo at first. The ball got away from Figueredo. The ball stayed in play, and then Guerra thought about going to second base. And then he was hung up for a moment, and the first baseman, Figueredo, played the carom, and then threw to the second baseman, Lede, and then Guerra saw that, scampered back to first, and Lede's throw was too late, but Guerra looked like banged into Figueredo on the throw back. Crazy play right there. All it goes is simply a 6-4 force play, because that's all there is. I mean, Guerra was safe at first. There was no further advancement. Nobody was thrown out after that, so just goes in the books as a 6-4 force at second. So looks like the Ballers trainer, Amanda Morton, out to check on Guerra. I don't know if Guerra ran into Figueredo, can see, or if maybe the throw trying to get Guerra might have nailed him. So, had a few crazy plays the last couple of innings, but that's what we love about baseball. Never know what we're going to see from game to game. Again, the scenario is this. If Oakland wins any of the next 3 games, Oakland goes to the playoffs, or if Boise loses any of their next 3 games, any of its next 3 games at Great Falls, Oakland gets in. Now Stewart, 2-out, 2-run triple in the third, and Dante takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Outfield medium depth straight away. 3-2 in favor of the Ballers in the pitch with Guerra going high, chopper to short. It's gloved by Marine. Gets rid of it quickly to Figueredo at first. And Stewart is out, and a shutdown inning for Ferrer, working with the lead for the first time today. 1 hit, 1 left, halfway done on this Friday as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 3-2. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Halfway done as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the visiting Ballers. Angel Mendoza leads it off against Luke Short, who kicks and delivers, and Mendoza takes a curve for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. It'll be Mendoza. And the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder Skinner and Marine, 9-1-2. As the pitch on the way, and Mendoza, home run cut and miss, comes up empty. I guess if he missed it, it comes up empty. Strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mendoza. Reached on a force play / error in the 3rd inning and scored as he swings here and pokes this one in the left field, a base hit blooper there. A single for Mendoza to commence the bottom half of the 5th. So Angel is aboard, and that is the 5th hit now for the Yolo High Wheelers, who have a 3-2 lead. And now for the 3rd time here this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Braylon Skinner, who got the High Wheelers on the board with an RBI single in the 3rd. And the first pitch on the way to Skinner, and that's thrown away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Mendoza not likely to be taking off, but does have 3 steals this year and 4 tries. 1 ball, no strikes. Burkell on the lip of the grass at 3rd. And the 1-0 pitch, and Skinner shows bunt, takes thrown away, ball 2. And the count moves now to 2 balls and no strikes from Luke Short, Division II All-American while at St. Edward's University in Austin. Played 3 years of baseball in high school, 2 years of football. The 3-0 pitch outside, ball 3. 3-0 at Los Gatos High School. And Luke Short, tell you more in a moment, the 3-0 pitch, and that's a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. There are no shortage of kids in his family. Ready for this? He's got 8 brothers and sisters. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-2 Yolo, bottom 5. And the pitch, and that's at the knees for a strike, 3-2. Brittany, Colton, Davis, Nick, Zach, Katie, Jack, Ben, and Luke. I don't know that order necessarily of oldest to youngest, but those are the kids. A 3-2 swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike 3, and Skinner is out. Nice job by Short to come back in 3-1 to get Skinner. Now that's the first strikeout for Luke Short this afternoon. 1 down. Mendoza holds it first, 3-2. Yolo leading Oakland. Bottom half of the 5th inning. And now it's Braylon Marine who comes up. And the pitch on the way to Marine, who's 0 for 2, and he takes a strike at the knees. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. The High Wheelers challenged that, but it's been confirmed a strike. So no balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 1 strike to count. Outfield medium depth straightaway. And the pitch to Marine, and that is high, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Short pitched on August 18th for Oakland. Game in which Oakland won 4-3. And it was a game in which Oakland had carried a no-hitter to the 9th, or had carried no hitter to the 8th inning. As Marine swings, and he flies this one towards center, sends Guerra back and to his left into deep right center to make the catch. Mendoza had gone all the way to second, now retraces his steps and will trot back to first. Marine now 0 for 3. 3-2 Yolo leading Oakland, bottom of the 5th inning. And now Bobby Leday comes up. Well, anyway, it was Luke Short who started that game. And Short, who, again, is just a handful of games into his professional career. It was specifically his 4th pro outing. And he pitched 6 hitless innings with 9 strikeouts. Now it's Leday who takes a breaking pitch for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. And that was also Luke Short's first pro win. The 0-1 here, and Leday swings, drives this one towards center. Guerra this time will go to his right in the direction of left center to make the catch. So Guerra went one way to catch Marine's fly ball, goes the other way to catch Leday's fly ball. So Marine and Leday each fly to center. One hit, one left. Leadoff single by Mendoza, but that's all. We go to the sixth, 3-2. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Go High Wheelers.
Moving along to the top half of the sixth inning, 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Oakland Ballers. And Noah Martinez to lead it off for Oakland. It'll be Martinez, Barrera, and Clark. 3, 4, and 5 to face Ben Ferrer, who kicks and delivers, and Martinez takes, and that's outside ball 1. And the count moves to 1 ball and no strikes. He has struck out twice as Noah Martinez, outfield around to the left. And the pitch on the way to Noah. And he turns on this one and drives one down the right field side. Base hit. Martinez takes the turn at first, hustling to his left to get to the ball. The right fielder, Smith, gets it in towards second. And Martinez has a single to right. And that is hit number 7 for Oakland. Ballers have out hit the High Wheelers 7-5, but Yolo leads this game 3-2. And now Brett Barrera comes up. He is 1 for 2 for Barrera, who's had some time in the Yankees chain. Outfield medium depth and straight away. Barrera holds that bat way above his green helmet. And the pitch, and Barrera takes outside ball 1, 1-0. So, common question. When do the playoffs start? Where will they start? Who will Yolo play? And it seems like the best guess is Yolo would play Oakland. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's low and in ball 2, 2-0. But there's a whole bunch of scenarios. And reading an email from the Pioneer League office, there's just about every sort of scenario that has been described. And I can't make sense of any of it. But then again, I can't make sense of most things. The kick on the 2-0. And Barrera, a big swing and a foul ball over the net right side. 2 balls, 1 strike, and a 3-2 Yolo lead over Oakland. Top of the 6th inning. Two balls, 1 strike, the count. Very small lead at first by Martinez, and Barrera takes low and away. Ball 3 from Ferrer. 3 balls and 1 strike. I mean, there's scenarios that state, what if Oakland wins 3 and, Yolo doesn't win the rest of the way? Yes, Yolo is in, don't worry, the 3-1. And Barrera, big swing and a high fly ball. Shallow center, And in comes Skinner to make the catch with his black cap flying off. Ball hung up there for a while in the sun. You have the center fielder Skinner coming in, the right fielder Smith to his right, and the second baseman Leday going out. So Barrera flies out to center, one down. Back to first is Martinez, and now Trip Clark digs in. And a 3-2 advantage for the Yolo High Wheelers, top of the sixth inning. I mean, there's certain tiebreakers that have to do with run differential, head-to-head. I mean, I think a biophysics class would be easier to figure out than what the playoff seedings would be in the Pioneer League. Pitch on the way is a strike called on the outside corner 0-1. You know, it's like the last day of the NFL season. You know, if Green Bay beats Detroit by 8 points or more, then that allows the Arizona Cardinals to get in. 0-1 here, line to right. That'll hang up for Smith, playing shallow to make the catch. So Clark really more of a line drive out to right. 2 down. And now Stephen Wilmer bats with Martinez holding at first, and a 3-2 Yolo lead over Oakland, top of the sixth. That's what this is like here. They say, yeah, the Niners are in, but if the Niners can beat the Rams by 2 touchdowns, then that allows the Giants to get in ahead of the Saints, because the Giants beat the Saints in week 3 by 7 points. That's what sort of like this whole thing is right here. Now it's Wilmer who's 0 for 2, and he takes high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0 the count. Outfield around to the left side, big hole in right center. And Wilmer swings, and he pokes this one the other way. Right field, base hit. Rounding second is Martinez. He is on his way to third, and he will make it safely standing up. Say he pokes it the other way. He didn't poke it the other way. He pulled it in the right field. He didn't poke it the other way. He pulled it to his natural spot for a left-handed batter. Poked it into the right field for a single. So Martinez goes to third. Wilmer, now the possible go-ahead run is at first. Martinez a tying run at third, and now it's trouble, and it's Tyler Best who will come to the plate. And it's Best who single to get the 2-run third going. Meanwhile, pitching coach Jerome Williams comes out to talk to Ferrer. I'm guessing that somebody is getting loose for the High Wheelers down the right field side. Again, we can't see if anybody's warming on either side. Now, remember, even though Yolo has clinched a playoff spot, they haven't clinched first place. They haven't won the division this half. Oakland and Yolo are tied for the second half lead. Each team's second half record is 29-16. So essentially this comes down to a best of 3 within the regular season between these two teams. Whoever takes 2 out of the 3 games the rest of this series will win the second half. And again, an Oakland win or a Boise loss in any of the next 3 days, next meaning today on, puts Oakland into the playoffs. Now it's Best, and he takes low ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Best. Runners at the corners, and he takes low and in, ball 2, 2-0. It is 3-2 in favor of Yolo. Top of the sixth inning. This is Doug Greenwald. You'll listen to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. So Martinez at third, Wilmer at first. Outfield medium depth straight away in the pitch, and Best takes. And that's low and in, ball 3, 3-0. Ferrer, I think, really wanted that one. That was a close pitch, but Ferrer really wanted that one. Kind of jumped thinking that was a ball. So 3-0 the count with Burkell on deck. And Ferrer delivers, and that's low and in, ball 4, 4-pitch walk. So that loads him up. So the tying run, Martinez holds at third. The possible go-ahead run to second in Wilmer. And Best on base for the second time now. And here is Burkell. Now Burkell is 1 for 2 today with an infield single. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2-8-1 for Oakland. And Ferrer from the belt delivers, and Burkell takes outside ball 1-0. Remember, Burkell, a lot of two-out damage here the other day. 3-run homer, and then Burkell also had a two-out RBI single. So all four of his RBIs the other day were with two out. 1 ball, no strikes. And Ferrer delivers, and Burkell swings, and he drives this one toward right center, and that's going to get down a base hit. He's done it again. Martinez scores, Wilmer scores, on his way to third with a slide his best, and that gives Oakland now a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. So something about the Ballers in this series who seem to excel with two out. And even though Burkell certainly gets the credit there with a 2-run single to make it 5-4 Oakland, once again it is Best, part of this whole thing, drawing a 2-out walk, setting this single up by Burkell. RBIs 54 and 55 for Burkell, now has 6 RBIs in this series. He's 2 for 3 today, and now it's Josh Leslie, and he takes in the dirt ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. So 4-3 now Ballers. Top of the 6th. So all 4 runs today for Oakland have come with 2 out. Leslie has struck out swinging twice. And the 1-0. And that's up and in from Ferrer, ball 2. So the count moves now to 2 balls and no strikes. So 3 straight two-out batters have reached. Certainly give Wilmer credit on that single to right to keep things going. The runners at the corners. And the 2-0. And Leslie swings, and he flies this one toward right center. To his right is Smith, and Tanner, the right fielder, will reach high above his black cap to make the catch. 2 runs on the single by Burkell, the 2-out 2-run single. So 2 runs, 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Oakland back in front. Oakland 4 and Yolo 3 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Well, the Oakland Ballers back out in front as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 4-3 in favor of Oakland. And Christian Cosby, guy who could very easily be pitcher of the year in this league, comes on in relief, and Jose Gonzalez swings, and he flies one high in the air to deep center. Sends Guerra back, and he'll be there in the shade to make the catch in straightaway center, almost to the warning track. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Gonzalez, Blackford, Glancy, middle third of the Yolo order. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for the visiting Ballers. 3-5-0 for the hometown High Wheelers. And now Braden Blackford comes up. So Luke Short, I know we got a long way to go in this one. Bottom of the 6th, long way to go. Only a 1-run lead, that is, 4-3 Oakland. But Luke Short does leave in line for the win. So now it's Blackford, and he fouls one to the screen, 0-1. The Oakland starter today worked 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walked 2, and struck out 1. Christian Cosby, we mentioned him earlier. He is the league leader in strikeouts with 121. 7 wins, 3 losses, 4.69 ERA, 19th appearance, and his 5th out of the bullpen. So no balls and 1 strike to count to Blackford, who reached on a fielder's choice, drove in a run on that play back in the 4th as he swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Cosby, at the moment, does not have enough innings to be eligible for the ERA, which I find surprising. The 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1, 1-2. I find surprising, but when you look at it, 78 2/3 innings. I guess maybe just all the damage he's done against Yolo this year, which has included a 13 strikeout performance. The 1-2 to Blackford. Low and in, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes from the tall righty and Cosby, 6'5", 220 pounds, 27 years old. He's from Orange County, from Placentia, California, near Fullerton. The kick on the 2-2, and Blackford is swinging a miss, high fastball, strike 3. And he is out for a strikeout for Cosby. So 2 out. 4-3 is the score. The Oakland Ballers out in front over the Yolo High Wheelers. And now the left fielder, David Glancy, bats. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. And the first pitch on the way to Glancy, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count is 0 balls and 1 strike from Cosby. 0-1 the count, and Cosby made a motion to pitch and went around. Glancy went around too far, so that is strike 2. 0 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Cosby, a 13 strikeout performance against Yolo in Oakland on June 7th. Also has a 10 strikeout performance against Yolo. That was here on July 2nd. The kick in the 0-2, and Glancy takes low, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cosby last worked on Sunday against Idaho Falls. That was a 9-8 win for Oakland. He got a no decision. 1-2 here, and that's low and in, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let me correct that. He got the loss in that game. He was the losing pitcher in that one. Worked 4 innings, allowed 1 run earned. Did strike out 8. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-3 Oakland, and the pitch, and Glancy looks up and in, ball 3. Well, the count moves now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 the count. As Cosby back to the plate, and Glancy takes outside, ball 4, so he walks for the second time. And now Tanner Smith comes up. Let me correct that. Cosby obviously didn't get the loss. He could have gotten the loss since Oakland won that game. Cosby got the win. I'm reading, 0-1 in the game. The 0 means he didn't start the game. But he got the win. 4 innings in relief and struck out 8. That's pretty good out of relief to strike out 8. He got the win in that one over 4 innings. Now the pitch on the way is low inside. The ball gets past the catcher Clark to the backstop. And on the wild pitch, Glancy moves up to second. The count to Smith is at a ball and no strikes with a 4-3 Oakland lead. Bottom half of the 6th inning. So Cosby, this is his fourth straight game out of the bullpen. His last start was August 20th in northern Colorado, but we certainly have seen Cosby quite a bit this year. Want to know the count. So the High Wheelers now trying for some two-out magic as the pitch to Smith outside, ball two from Cosby. So 2 balls and no strikes. Tanner is 0 for 2 today. So again, Cosby getting the win in his last outing. 2-0. Clancy at second, the tying run. Outfield shallow around to the left. And the pitch. And Tanner looks at a strike on the outer half, 2-1. Cosby played at the Division III level down in Orange County at Chapman University, a school certainly at that level known for very good baseball. The kick on the 2-1, and that's low ball 3 to Smith. And the count moves down to 3 balls and 1 strike. Cosby, a brief time in the Kansas City Royals system, got as high as Double-A Northwest Arkansas in the Texas League. So 3 balls, 1 strike to count with 2 out. Clancy at second base. Big hole in right center. And the pitch, and Smith swings on a high fly ball down the left field side. And that will go foul near the Oakland bullpen. So 3-2 the count from Cosby, who's been known to get the ball up there toward the upper 90s. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count with 2 out. With Figueiredo on deck. 4-3 Oakland, the payoff. Low and in, ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Cosby. Close pitch there. So now it's Alejandro Figueiredo, who's been productive today. An infield single, also a sacrifice fly, so he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. 4 runs, 9 hits, an error for Oakland. 3-5-0 for Yolo. So outfield medium depth straight away. And Cosby's pitch, and Figueiredo swings, and he lifts one high and foul down the right field side, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike from Cosby. Cosby last faced Yolo July 19th. Got the win in that game, 8-1 right here. Struck out 7 in that ball game. So no balls and 1 strike to count to Figueiredo. I think a lot of people thought, and really, Cosby is a little older in this, a little bit older than many of the players in this league at age 27, and does have a little more pro experience. Mentioned he's got as high as Double-A in the Royals system, but thought that maybe he'd be picked back up by an affiliated team. It looks like the catcher Clark is shaken up. Umpire Jason Vinson allowing Clark to kind of regain his composure here. So no balls and a strike to count to Figueiredo. A base hit to the outfield likely ties it. A gapper probably gives Yolo the lead. No balls and a strike. And the pitch, late swing and a miss, strike 2 by Figueiredo. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes with Angel Mendoza on deck. Again, an Oakland win today. They go to the playoffs. An Oakland loss, and they have to watch the scoreboard to see Boise at Great Falls. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, high fastball. A 98-mile-an-hour fastball there. And Cosby strikes out 2 in a shutdown 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. On to the 7th. Stays 4-3. Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live. Andrew LaCour will be the new Yolo pitcher when we get back. You're listening to Yolo High Wheelers Baseball. We go to the 7th inning. Good one here this afternoon, but right now a little better for the Oakland Ballers. It is 4-3 Oakland, and again Andrew LaCour, the UC Davis product, on to do the pitching. Record for LaCour, 1-1, 2.25 ERA. 13th appearance all out of the bullpen. Second appearance of this series. Top of the Oakland order for the fourth time is the center fielder Kyle Guerra. It'll be Guerra, Stewart, and Martinez to face LaCour, whose first pitch to Guerra is outside ball 1-0. So regardless of what happens today, Ben Ferrer will not win the game for Yolo after 5 straight outings in which he's been the winning pitcher. He will not get the win. Lasted 6 innings today, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs all earned. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes to Guerra, who is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. Part of that 2-run third inning as Andrew LaCour kicks in the 1-1, and Guerra takes a strike on the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to LaCour. So Guerra wanted that challenge, but it's been confirmed a strike. So 1-2 the count. LaCour, 6'2", 190 pounds. He's 22 years old in 4 years of school right here at UC Davis. 60 games as an Aggie in his career for 4 years at this ballpark. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count. I should ask Andrew if he's going to go to the football game tomorrow night. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield shallow around to the left. 4-3 Oakland, and the pitch. Guerra takes, and that's low ball 3. And that moves the needle to 3 balls and a strike to the Cal State Monterey Bay product out of San Leandro High School. And Guerra's have San Leandro High against Las Lomas High of Walnut Creek right here, facing one another. The 3-1 pitch, and that's taken at the knees for a strike. So 3 balls and 2 strikes from LaCour, who worked here on Tuesday against Oakland. Went 1 inning, allowed a hit, and struck out 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the lefties pay off, and Guerra swinging a foul ball left side. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Always fun to see Andrew's dad, John, who's just about every home game. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. LaCour, I tried to ask Andrew what position he played in high school, but he did play football in high school. But, football here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kick, pretty much across the street over at UC Health Stadium. Davis against the Lions of Texas A&M Commerce. 3 balls, 2 strikes, outfield around to the left. And the kick and the payoff, and Guerra swing and a miss, pitch on the inner half, strike 3. And he is out, so 1 down. LaCour strikes out the first batter he sees today. And now Dante Stewart will come up. So LaCour, now 19 strikeouts in 12 1/3 innings for him since he was signed right at the end of July. 1 down, and now Stewart bats a 2-run triple in the 3rd. 4-3 Oakland, top of the 7th. And LaCour kicks and delivers, and Stewart a high fly ball foul right side. No balls and 1 strike to count. Talking about Texas A&M Commerce. Excited to see my longtime friend and the radio broadcaster for them, Charlie Chitwood, making the trip in tomorrow from East Texas. Charlie, a huge baseball fan, said he might come to the game tomorrow. The 0-1, and that's hit sharply toward second. Diving stop by Leday. Gets up, throws on 1 hop to Figueredo at first, and Stewart is out. What a play there by the second baseman, Bobby Leday, robbing his counterpart, fellow second baseman, and Dante Stewart. That ball smoked, and Leday, a diving effort to his right, and got up and threw on 1 hop over to Figueredo. So 2 out, nobody on. 4-3 Oakland, top of the 7th. And now Noah Martinez, who singled to get the 2-run 6th cooking for Oakland. He comes up for the 4th time, again 1 for 3. And LaCour, lefty on lefty here, delivers, and Martinez takes low and in, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, when I was broadcasting the Giants AA in Shreveport back in 2000, 2001, Charlie was the public address announcer there for baseball. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield medium depth, and the pitch, and that's taken down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Charlie was there as the PA announcer. Jerome Williams was there as a pitcher for Shreveport. 1 ball and 1 strike to count with 2 out. Outfield medium depth straight away, and now Martinez backs out of the box. But anyway, a lot going on here. Certainly tomorrow on campus. As I say on campus, this is a professional baseball team, but on the campus in general is what I mean. College sport tomorrow night across the way. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and that's tapped towards short. Charged, and the ball booted by the shortstop Marine, and that'll be an error. So an error on the shortstop. Marine came in and just tried to swipe the ball with his glove, and just instead he booted the ball back toward the pitcher, LaCour. So that'll be an error on Marine. And that is the first error today for the High Wheelers, each team with an error. And now that extends the inning for Brett Barrera. And Martinez will come out for the moment. I would have to think Martinez will go right back in to play first base. But Zach St. Pierre, who we saw here as a starting pitcher the other day, he will make his second pinch running appearance of this series. So now that extends the inning for the tough out in Barrera, who is 1 for 3. So St. Pierre at first. 4-3 Oakland, top half of the 7th inning. Much of the field still in the sun. Got some shade along the right field warning track. Shade where the right fielder Smith is standing. So now the pitch from the set to Barrera. And that's inside from LaCour, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Barrera singled to left in the second, so again 1 for 3. Grips the bat right on the end. The 1-0, and he takes low, and that's ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes from LaCour, who was born in Japan, but again grew up in Walnut Creek. His father, John, was teaching Japanese over there, and met his wife-to-be, and then moved to the Bay Area. After Andrew was born, the 2-0 pitch, and that is high, ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. Next time I see John, I should ask him to see if he can teach me some Japanese. So 3-0 the count. There's LaCour to the belt. And the kick in the 3-0. And that's a breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside corner. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count. And St. Pierre, the runner at first. 4-3 Ballers, top 7 on the 3-1 to Barrera. And he swings, line drive, center field. That's going to get down a base hit. St. Pierre will stop at second. And now Trip Clark comes up. So Barrera, 22nd hit this year against the Yolo High Wheelers. It's hit number 10 now for Oakland. And now Trip Clark digs in. He is 1 for 3. Now the catcher Mendoza will come out and talk to LaCour. LaCour mentioned his last appearance was in this series on Tuesday, the first game of the set. Did finish 2 of the games in the recent road trip at Boise. Had some good numbers against the Hawks. Of course, so did Yolo in general. Remember, Yolo was 10-2 against Boise this year. But LaCour, 4 2/3 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts. So now Clark, who has 8 hits in the series, and now Mendoza mentioned gone out to talk to LaCour. I think that was to buy more time for the next High Wheeler pitcher. Manager Billy Horton is on his way to the mound. So that will be all for LaCour. We're in the top half of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out, and the score. Oakland 4, Yolo 3. Back in a moment on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. The new Yolo pitcher is right-hander Jack Zalaski. We are on the top of the 7th inning on this Friday afternoon. 4-3, Oakland leads Yolo. Jack is 6-1 this year, 4.17 ERA. And the first pitch of Trip Clark taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Jack team high 38th appearance, all out of the bullpen. Back-to-back games for Jack. Runners at first and second, and Clark a swing and a missed strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Clark, who's 1 for 3. Zalaski. So the Sac State alum follows the UC Davis alum. One of the rare times they have to root for the same team, I guess. 0-2 the count. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt for a ball. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zalaski again pitched yesterday, worked 1 inning, allowed a hit. Zalaski has given up 5 earned runs in his last 20 innings. It's a span of 20 games. ERA at 2.25 in that stretch. The kick on the 1-2, and Clark hits this one foul left side. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes from Zalaski, who is going to be 24 in about 10 days, 6'1", 200 pounds for Jack Zalaski, who's been with the team all year. Runners at first and second on the 1-2 pitch, and Clark swings and he flies this one into right field. Smith standing in the shade out there, and the right fielder Tanner Smith, he makes the catch. So the error and the single, each coming with 2 out, do not hurt. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. Stretch time. Our final Friday regular season game in Davis this year as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3. The Oakland Ballers out in front over the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Stretch time from Davis, California as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error for the Oakland Ballers. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Yolo High Wheelers. Noah Martinez re-enters the game playing first base after he had been lifted for a pinch runner in St. Pierre in the top of the inning. So Martinez back to first. Andrew LaCour for Yolo today, 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Christian Cosby, set for his 2nd inning of relief, delivers, and Angel Mendoza's swing and a miss at an overpowering fastball, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, so it's Mendoza. And on the top of the Yolo order for the center fielders Skinner and Marine, 9, 1, and 2. The 0-1 pitch, and that is outside, ball 1. So the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. So 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error for Oakland. 3, 5, and 1 for Yolo. Big hole in left center. And the pitch, and Mendoza chased that one from one batter's box to the other. Comes up empty, strike 2. So the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch, and Angel swings and fouls one to the backstop. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mendoza is 1 for 2, single and a run scored. 4-3 in favor of Oakland. Bottom of the 7th, and the 1-2 from Cosby, and Mendoza swings, and he pops this one up back of the plate. The catcher, Clark, near the screen, will not get to it in time. And that is a foul ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. Clark, I can tell, still with his shin guards and mask and chest protector and a helmet, all in royal blues. And you're thinking, well, the Ballers don't have those colors. They're forest green and gold and all that, but Clark, all that protective gear from his college team at Angelo State in San Angelo, Texas. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Mendoza swings, and he flies this one toward the line and right. Wilmer on the run, sliding effort, and he cannot get it. It's foul ball. 1-2 the count. So Wilmer hustling after that one, not far from the 310-foot marker down the right field line. It's 310 down the lines. 385 to the gaps. 410 to straightaway center. 10-foot wall all the way around. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Angel Mendoza. 4-3 Ballers. Bottom 7 and the pitch, and Mendoza's swing and a miss to the breaking ball. Cosby took something off that. Mendoza comes up empty. 3rd strikeout now for Cosby. So 1 away, and now for the 4th time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder and Braylon Skinner. Again, if Oakland wins, Oakland goes to the playoffs, and then all 4 playoff teams are set. Not necessarily the seeding, but the playoff teams are set. Now it's Skinner, and he takes right down the middle, strike 1. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Also in Oakland, when not only are they in, but there's the pitch on the way, and that's outside for a ball. Count is at a ball and a strike. Swing here. Ground ball to second base. A step to his right. Stewart up with it. And he will throw on to Martinez at first. And Skinner is out, 2 down. But, yes, so as I said, an Oakland win. They're in. Boise's out. And then the 4 teams next week for the playoffs. No particular order of seeding. I'm just naming names here. It would be Yolo, Oakland, Missoula, and Glacier. How the seeding works, that might not be determined until after Sunday on who's playing where and all that. So stay tuned. Now it's Marine, and Braylon looks outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Braylon, he's 0 for 3. 4-3 Oakland. Home half of the seventh, and Cosby delivers, and Marine chops this one toward second. Far to his right, Stewart, and he can't get a glove on it. And safe at first is Marine. But that'll be an error on the second baseman, Stewart. Stewart didn't really have a long way to go to get that ball, and the ball went off his glove. I think a good play by Stewart, or what should have been a routine play by Stewart, would have gotten Marine. So Braylon now 0 for 4, but he's the tying run at first base with 2 out. And we'll see if that's all for Cosby. As manager Aaron Miles is on his way to the mound, and he uses his one of his left fingers to point to the bullpen. So pitching change, bottom of the 7th. That's the second error for Oakland today. So 1 on, 1 out. And a new pitcher coming in with a score in the bottom of the 7th with actually 1 on and 2 out. New pitcher coming in with the score. 4-3, Oakland leading Yolo. Back in a moment on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. The new pitcher for the Oakland Ballers is the Cal alum right-hander Connor Sullivan, who made his pro debut against Yolo back in July when we were in Oakland. So Connor Sullivan comes on to do the pitching. 1 win, no losses, 1.89 ERA, 12th appearance, all out of the bullpen. And the guy who's got a really good strikeout to innings pitched ratio, 27 strikeouts in 19 innings. So tying run at first is Marine. Bobby Leday the go-ahead run. 4-3 Oakland, and the pitch outside from Sullivan. Ball 1-1-0. Sullivan born on the 4th of July in 2001. 23 years old, 6'5", 175 pounds. Grew up in Martinez. The 1-0 pitch, and Leday takes outside ball 2-0. So Marine is the runner at first base with 2 out. Again, he has the tying run. Marine, 23 steals. He's been caught 5 times. 2 balls, no strikes the count, and the pitch, Leday takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Bobby is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. The Marine being held on by Martinez at first. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Sullivan delivers, and Leday swings, and a tapper on the grass to first, loved by Martinez, and he will tag out Leday going by, 3 unassisted. And that concludes the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the 8th. 4-3, Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We move on to the 8th inning this afternoon. A couple of teams that have been pretty much neck and neck all second half in terms of first place, or at least neck and neck within the last maybe 3 weeks for first place. And Yolo and Oakland, 4-3 Oakland, top of the 8th. Stephen Wilmer leads it off with the first pitch hit foul up along first, strike one. No balls and a strike against Jack Zalaski, so it's Wilmer, Best, and Burkell. 6, 7, and 8, 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Oakland, 3, 5, and 1 for Yolo. Wilmer 1 for 3, single and a run scored. So no balls and 1 strike the count. To Wilmer, part of that 2-run sixth, and he swings late at a fastball from Zalaski and misses strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to count from Jack Zalaski. 4-seam fastball, slider, and a changeup. And Wilmer waits, and the 0-2 pitch misses outside, ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, here we are now, pretty much a full week into September, and the sun, of course, at a different angle than normal. The 1-2 outside, 2-2, different angle than what we've been used to throughout the summer is what I mean. So sun every day goes along, making its way a little quicker west. Outfield medium depth straight away, the 2-2. Swing by Wilmer, and he flies one to right. Smith in the shade, and Tanner's right there, and he makes the catch. And Wilmer is out, 1 away. So Zalaski came on in the 7th inning to get a fly ball to right to end that. Gets a fly ball to right to start the 8th. And now Tyler Best bats, and, well, go back to Best, who had a big plate appearance in the 6th inning, a 2-out walk, which kept that inning going and allowed Burkell the go-ahead 2-run single. Zalaski deals, and Best swings and misses on a fastball, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike with a 4-3 Oakland advantage. And the pitch, and that's low inside, ball 1. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Best is 1 for 2, single, a walk, and a run scored. So outfield medium depth and straight away. 0-2 the count. Zalaski white pants up to his knees, deals, and Best is swinging a foul to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned there's been a lot of changes with the Ballers in the last few weeks. Peyton Harden had been with them all season, a freak elbow injury a couple of weeks ago, out for the year. The 0-2, outside ball, 1-1-2, and got some very sad news. Dondre Hubbard, who'd been with Oakland really all year, as well as Harden, had to go back to Texas, was put on the bereavement list. The kick in the 1-2. And Best drives one foul left side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hubbard not been here at all this series, and this is public information that I am relaying. It's on the Ballers Twitter feed that Dondre Hubbard lost his mother recently in a killing in her own home in Texas. The 1-2 pitch, outside ball 2, 2-2, and obviously our thoughts to the Hubbard family, and there's a GoFundMe page on the Ballers website to help with expenses. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called, and Best is out, and that's the first strikeout for Zalaski. 2 out, top of the 8th inning. It is 4-3 Oakland, and now Brad Burkell bats. So the Oakland Ballers, through their website or through their Twitter feed on one of the handles, have set up a GoFundMe page to help the Hubbard family. So now it's Burkell who's 2 for 3, including that big 2-run, 2-out single to 6th, and he takes outside 1-0. And Dondre Hubbard obviously has been such a huge part of the Ballers this year. The 1-0 on the way, and that's fouled off to the backstop, 1-1. And somebody with whom I've really enjoyed getting to know, a guy who's played all over the world, whether it be organized baseball in the Washington system or Australia or Czechoslovakia, all around the United States, the 1-1, and Burkell drives one foul down the right field side, 1-2, and just became a dad for the first time back right around before the season started. And again, just lost his mother in a senseless killing. So our thoughts to the Hubbard family. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike three. And Burkell is out, so Zelaski has set down all four batters to see him here this afternoon. 1-2-3 go the Ballers in the eighth. 2 strikeouts for Zelaski. Time starting to tick for Yolo. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning. Good one here. 4-3. Oakland leads Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Everyone with the tickets to tomorrow's game, High Wheelers will receive a ticket to the UC Davis Aggies football home opener. The Aggies take the field at 7 p.m. We can't wait to see you tomorrow. Tickets are on sale via highwheelers.com.
We go to the bottom of the eighth inning, 4-3, Oakland. Jose Gonzalez leads it off, and the first pitch from Connor Sullivan is outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Gonzalez, Blackford, and Clancy, 4-5-6. 4-3 Ballers, the 1-0, and Gonzalez a foul at the plate, strike one. And the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Jose extending his on-base streak to 40 games with a single in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 3. Big hole in left center, the 1-1. Inside 2-1. So in terms of the shade and possibility of affecting hitters, pretty much the home plate area and all the mound, that and the area in between, still in the sun. The 2-1, outside ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. All of right field is in the shade, so Wilmer standing out there is in a huge block of shade. The windup in the 3-1, swing and a miss and a fastball, strike 2, 3-2. Left fielder Best is in the sun. The center fielder, Guerra, standing sort of in between. There's a lot of shade and a lot of sun out where he is, so sort of half and half with him. The windup in the 3-2, Gonzalez a foul to the backstop. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Jose Gonzalez, who is the DH today. And normally we see him either at first base or in left field, but gets the DH spot. The windup in the 3-2. And that misses the inside, ball 4, close pitch there. And I guess Oakland's not going to challenge it, so a leadoff walk. Gonzalez on for the second time. And now Braden Blackford comes up as the possible go-ahead run. Gonzalez at first, 11 steals. He's been caught 4 times. 4 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the visiting Ballers. 3-5-1 for the hometown High Wheelers. And now Connor Sullivan to face Blackford, who is 0 for 2. And he swings and a grounder foul up along first, strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to count. Again from Connor Sullivan, who made his pro debut against the High Wheelers back in late July. No balls, one strike. And the pitch, and Blackford takes off the plate, ball one. So the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Sullivan out of College Park High School in Martinez. Had gone to college at San Mateo, then went on to play at Cal. As the pitch on the way, and that's low and in, ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So played 3 seasons at Cal. And Connor Sullivan. Now Blackford shows bunt. And the pitch, and he bunts one up along the dirt first base side, and then he'll kick foul. Rolled a little bit, but just had too much spin to kick foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So you have 2 pitchers in this game with ties to the East Bay town of Walnut Creek. LaCour for Yolo, who grew up there. Sullivan, who was born there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count with nobody out. 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Oakland, 3-5-1 for Yolo. So, yeah, even though Yolo has clinched a playoff spot, you can sort of feel the tension here with still first place on the line for both these teams. The 2-2 with Gonzalez at first, low ball 3, 3-2. Braden Blackford today is 0 for 2, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. So Gonzalez at first being held on by Martinez. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch just outside, ball 4. And back-to-back walks for Gonzalez and Blackford. Both have been close pitches on a full count.
Now batting, number 10.
So now it's 2 on and nobody out. And it's David Glancy who bats. And here's a guy who's got some power. Certainly a gap-to-gap guy. Mostly, you say gap-to-gap, mostly left center. But possible bunt situation. So Burkell in on the grass at third. Martinez in on the grass at first. And Glancy does show bunt, and he bunts it foul, first base side, strike 1. And the count moves to no balls and 1 strike. Oakland wins, they're in, meaning in the playoffs, and then they would also go back to a 1-game lead over Yolo for first place. If Oakland loses, well, they can still get in, but they'd have to hope for a Boise loss tonight. Boise's at Great Falls. Outfield around to the left, and the 0-1, and Glancy shows bunt, corners charging, and he takes strike 2 on the outer half. So now 0-2. So now I'd have to think that Glancy will be swinging away here. Glancy, he's walked twice today. He's 0 for 1. No balls, 2 strikes. Big hole in right center. 4-3 Oakland, and the pitch just off the plate. Now they're going to challenge. Oakland will challenge. And it's been overturned to strike 3. And Glancy is down on strikes. So Glancy very dejectedly, very, very slow walk back toward that Yolo first base dugout. So he is out, so 1 out. That whole at-bat really began on that first pitch where he was quickly behind after that bunt foul. So now it's Tanner Smith, and he takes low and in, ball 1, 1-0. Well, Tanner had the game-deciding hit yesterday in that 6-run 5th inning with a 2-run single. He can possibly decide it here if he should put one up the gap. So 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Oakland, 3-5-1 for Yolo. Jim Dietrich, the pitching coach, out to call everybody in. And you know, you look at how both these teams, again, Yolo already in the playoffs, but both these teams, storylines are really off the charts with both these clubs this year. Obviously, both are expansion teams. Both, by the time Sunday ends, will have faced each other 36 times this year, at least in the regular season. Oakland has had a ton of changes, certainly on the field with the dismissal of manager Micah Franklin midway through the year. They've had a lot of turnover on the field in terms of players last month. The 1-0 to Smith. Low inside, and the ball kicks to the backstop. And the runners advance on the wild pitch as the catcher Clark has to track the ball down near the screen. So, Glancy, who struck out looking a moment ago, unable to get the runners over, he probably has a big sigh of relief. So the High Wheelers still get second and third and one out. By the way, that strikeout for Sullivan was his first. And you know what? I guess that's not a wild pitch. That ball hit Smith. That ball hit Smith, so that's not a wild pitch. That's a hit by pitch. So you still get the base. You still get obviously second and third, but you get everybody on base. That's the good news. I mean, obviously you'd like to have the bases loaded and one out. The flip side is, of course, this does set up a double play or a force at any base. So 4-3 Oakland here in the 8th inning. So that's a hit by pitch, not a wild pitch, a hit by pitch. So that moves Gonzalez to third, Blackford to second, Smith at first, and Alejandro Figueiredo is due up. And somebody's got to come to the plate. That's usually one of the rules of baseball, that someone has to come up. So I'm not sure what. All right, wow, a big moment for Ethan Bates, the two-way player who's pitched here in this series. And now Ethan Bates is going to come up here. Well, Bates has had some good swings. Bates 0 for 1 in this series. So Ethan Bates is going to pinch hit here for Alejandro Figueiredo with the bases loaded and possibly the game on the line on the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Oakland, and Bates takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and one strike to Ethan Bates. So Bates, who pitched here a couple of days ago, does have a 3 RBI game up in Boise, the 0-1. And Bates takes inside for a ball, 1-1 to Bates, who this past spring for Louisiana Tech hit .337 with 15 homers and 74 RBIs. 4-3 Oakland, the 1-1. Low outside, ball 2 to Bates. So 2 balls and a strike now to Ethan Bates. Bates 3 for 9 with 3 RBIs, is obviously a hitter, of course. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Bates. Well, Bates earlier in the series lined into a double play. Meanwhile, it looks like there's a pinch runner, and I believe that's going to be Kirkland Banks, who's going to pinch run at second for. I'm sorry, it's going to be Taylor Lomack, not Banks. Taylor Lomack, he will pinch run at second for Braden Blackford. So Lomack now becomes the possible go-ahead run at second base. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded, the pitch, and Bates, a big swing and a miss, strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to the first-year pro who was signed right at the end of July. And Bates, Conference USA Player of the Year for Louisiana Tech this past spring. Runners everywhere, the 2-2, and Bates swings and misses, strike 3. Chased that one well out of the zone, and he is out. So Bates down on strikes. And now Angel Mendoza is going to bat. And he is 1 for 3. So 2 strikeouts in this inning for Sullivan. There still haven't been any hits in this inning. It's either been strikeouts, walks, or hit by pitch. So now Mendoza trying for a big-time 2-out hit here. Oakland 4, Yolo 3. Bottom of the 8th, runners everywhere, and Mendoza takes a slider for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Now the entire mound is in the shade, and pretty much the entire home plate area in the shade. Runners at every base. And the 0-1. And Mendoza late swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. So Gonzalez the tying run at third. Lomack the pinch runner is the possible go-ahead run at second. And Smith the runner at first. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. So Angel Mendoza on deck, the top of the order, and the center fielder, and Braylon Skinner. So 0-2 the count. And the pitch. And Mendoza swinging a miss, strike 3. Pitch well out of the zone. And he is out on strikes. And Connor Sullivan gets out of trouble here in the 8th inning. So the High Wheelers do not score in the 8th, despite having second and third and 1 out, and bases loaded and 1 out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the High Wheelers leave the bases loaded. We go to the 9th. It remains Oakland 4 and Yolo 3 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Come on, let's hear it for your boys. We got
We go to the 9th inning. 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Oakland. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for Yolo. And the new pitcher for the Yolo High Wheelers is the right-hander Ty Buckner, first appearance of the series. Travis Holt comes into the game. He will play third base and bat 8th. Braden Blackford will move from third base to first base. So those are the moves, along with Buckner. Jack Zalaski worked an inning and a third today for Yolo, of perfect relief, and had 2 strikeouts. So Josh Leslie leads it off, and Ty Buckner delivers, and Leslie takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. It'll be Leslie, and then the top of the Oakland order for the center fielder Guerra, and then Stewart. So 9-1-2. 4-3 in favor of the Ballers, and the pitch outside for a ball. 1-1. Buckner, 1 win, 1 loss, 3.60 ERA, 30th appearance, all out of the bullpen. He has 11 saves, second highest in the league. Behind Dutch Landis of Northern Colorado, has 13 saves. The 1-1 pitch outside on the corner, strike 2. 1-2. Leslie 0 for 3 today. Outfield medium depth straight away. And the 1-2, and that's line foul right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, so tough go of it in that 8th inning, but Sullivan was able to get the pinch hitter Bates, and then the catcher Mendoza to strike out swinging, both striking out with the chance to give the High Wheelers the lead. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. And the pitch, and that's low ball 2. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now just about the entire field is in the shade. The sun is, again, out behind the basketball arena right now, shining right into our press area. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So 2-2 the count. So 2-2. They hand the pitch, and Leslie takes outside from Buckner, ball 3. So the count moves now to 3 balls and 2 strikes from Buckner. 6'1", 190 pounds, 25 years old, the St. Louis native. Ready to make the 3-2, and Leslie swings the pop-up foul. Excuse me, pop-up foul right side. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. first pitch. Tomorrow and Sunday, both 1:05 here at Dobbins Stadium. 3-2, and the payoff. Leslie swings, and he pops one up down the right field side. Blackford gives chase, and the ball goes out of play. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes from Buckner, who obviously is in the 9th inning right now. He hasn't pitched since Sunday in Boise, worked 1 inning and struck out 2. Buckner, 5 straight outings for him in which he has worked a scoreless 9th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff. And that is just low and outside, ball 4, although Yolo would like that challenged. And it's been overturned to strike 3.
After review, the pitch has been overturned to a strike.
And Leslie, who is already down to first base, will now make a U-turn and make the long walk back to the Oakland third base dugout. So, thanks to the track man, Leslie is out. He strikes out for the 3rd time today. First strikeout for Buckner, 1 down. And now for the 5th time this afternoon, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Kyle Guerra. He is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. A 4-3 Oakland advantage in the pitch from Buckner to Guerra, and that's down the middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Holt back of the bag, not far off the line at 3rd. And the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike called on the outside corner, 0-2. More than likely, I think safe bet, we're going to see the closer, Connor David, in the bottom half of the 9th inning. As the 1-2 pitch, or the 0-2 pitch, low ball 1. And the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chandler David, I meant to say. Chandler David with 7 saves, and a good chunk of them against Yolo this year, and will likely, I think, safe to say, see him next or in the bottom of this inning. The 1-2 pitch, and Garrett takes low. That's ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes from Buckner. When Oakland was here back in July, remember they had, 9 straight games against Oakland here in July. Buckner finished 4 of those games, combined for 3 saves over 4 innings and struck out 6. 2-2 here, and Guerra swings and misses at a fastball, strike 3. And he's down on strikes for the 2nd time today. 2nd strikeout for Buckner, 2 down. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3 Oakland. And now Dante Stewart digs in. And you look at Oakland in that 4-3 lead. All 4 runs for Oakland coming with 2 out. With 2 out, 2-run hits. Stewart, the 2-out, 2-run triple in the 3rd. And then Burkell, the 2-out, 2-run single in the 6th. The Stewart is swinging a miss at a fastball, strike 1 from Buckner, a Missouri State alum, and then went on to play his graduate year at Gonzaga. So no balls and 1 strike to count. And the pitch on the way, and that's inside for a ball. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count with Noah Martinez on deck. Now really the entire field in the shade, the 1-1. And that's driven toward right center. A long run for Skinner. And he makes a diving catch going far to his left into the gap at right center. So Braylon Skinner. Tremendous play out in center field. Stewart is out. Second time that he has been robbed of a hit today. Leday made a great play on him at second base on a hard hit ball on a dive. And now Skinner, the center fielder, diving to rob Stewart of likely 2 bases. So, as it turns out, a perfect 9th inning for Ty Buckner. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Oakland is 3 outs away from a trip to the playoffs, and then a 1-game lead over Yolo for first place. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for Yolo. The score, Oakland 4 and Yolo 3, and as it turns out, Connor Sullivan will stay in to pitch the bottom of the 9th in a moment on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Last chance for the Yolo High Wheelers. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, 4-3, Oakland. Top of the Yolo order for the 5th time for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. And he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Sullivan obviously still in there. Skinner, Marine, and Leday. And the pitch, and Skinner fouls into the screen. Quickly strike 2-0-2. Skinner an RBI single in the 3rd. He's 1 for 4. So 4 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for the Ballers. 3-5-1 for the High Wheelers. Outfield straight up. Medium deep, and the 0-2. And Skinner stays alive and drives one foul left side. Count holds at 0-2. So Sullivan came on, got the last out of the 7th, then worked his way in and out of a maze in the 8th inning without allowing anything. 3-quarter windup, the 0-2. Swing and a ground ball towards short. To his left, Leslie up with a baseball, and he throws to Martinez at first. Skinner is retired. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 4-3 in favor of the Oakland Ballers. And now here is the shortstop in Braylon Marine. He is 0 for 4 today. Marine coming into this afternoon's game. Second in the Pioneer League in hitting at .387. The windup by Sullivan and the pitch. And Marine swings and he flies one down the right field side and out of play. Down toward the now vacant Yolo bullpen. High Wheelers pitchers all came in from the bullpen knowing obviously that even if Yolo ties it here in the 9th, that we know that we don't have extra innings in the Pioneer League. We'd go to the knockout round, so the Yolo pitching staff is done for the afternoon. 4-3 Oakland. Again, if Oakland wins, they go to the playoffs. Boise's eliminated. The 0-1 to Marine popped up on the infield, back of the mound, and it's going to be the shortstop, Leslie, who comes down to make a one-handed catch. So Leslie just kept on chasing that ball and made the play just back of the mound. So 2 out. Marine Herrero for 5. And now Bobby Leday. Well, Leday, we've seen him in this series, homer twice. Leday does have 9 RBIs over the first 3 games in this series. I'd like to add one here with a homer, the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Home run cut there on 1. Now, if he gets on, then you got obviously one of the other best hitters in the league on deck in Gonzalez. Tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. first pitch. We'll have the feed for you at 1 o'clock here on Flow Sports and YouTube Live. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half, strike 2, 0-2. Sullivan, by the way, has a chance at a save. He has 1 save this year. Now the 0-2 pitch, and Leday swings, and he drives one towards center. Guerra comes in, base hit. Well, that falls in for a single, and that keeps the game going. So Leday now 2 for 5.
Number 23,
And now Jose Gonzalez, the team leader in homers. Well, how would this be for him to add to that? Gonzalez, 19 home runs to lead the High Wheelers. Cole leads the team in RBIs along with Leday with 83. And Leday, of course, is off on contact, so Gonzalez puts one up the gap right here and likely ties it. And the pitch, and Jose, who beat Oakland in a knockout around here back in July, would like to knock one out here. Takes a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Gonzalez is 1 for 3, single, a walk. 4-3 Oakland. And the 0-1, and that's off the plate, 1-1. Oakland would like that challenged. And it's been a confirmed ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 the count to the possible winning run in Jose Gonzalez. Huge hole in right center. Gonzalez can spray the ball all over, and the pitch, and he swings. Ground ball towards second and off the glove of the second baseman Stewart. The ball caroms toward the right field line. Leday will get as far as third, and Gonzalez, whoa, oh wow, Gonzalez took more than a big turn at first. I mean, he was halfway between first and second. The throw came in towards second, but Martinez, the first baseman, was nowhere near the bag to take the throw, and that would not have been a good way to make the final out of the game. So that'll be a base hit. So Leday is now the runner at third as the tying run. Gonzalez, that's his second hit, now 2 for 4. Give him a single to right. And now Braden Blackford comes up for the 5th time. He is 0 for 2, an RBI, a run scored. He's walked twice. Well, Blackford could certainly win it right here. 4-3 Oakland, 2 out, bottom of the 9th, the pitch. Outside ball, 1-0. Remember, some pressure now on the catcher Clark. Anything that gets past him would more than likely tie the game. Leday, good speed at third. Gonzalez, not as fast. He's the runner at first, a very small lead. A 1-0, and Blackford takes down the middle for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, a home run here would win it. A gapper here would win it. Blackford has 13 home runs this year. 7 have come against Oakland. Outfield medium depth straight away. 2 out, 4-3 Oakland, bottom of the 9th, the 1-1. And Blackford goes around too far, committed there. Pitch on the outer half, 1-2, and now Yolo is down to its last strike with David Glancy on deck. 2 teams fighting for first place, including today. 3 more games to go in this regular season. And now Blackford requests time and backs out of the box. Taking a deep breath, knowing what's on the line right here. Yes, Yolo has already clinched a playoff spot. Of course, if Oakland wins, I've mentioned about 1,000 times today, Oakland would go to the playoffs as well. 1-2. And Blackford takes, and that's very high, ball 2. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braden Blackford with his white pants up to the knees, showing his old look to the black socks. Leday the tying run at third. Gonzalez the winning run at first. Oakland 4, Yolo 3, the 2-2, and Blackford takes, and that's low and in, ball 3. So now, Gonzalez was going to be off on contact anyway, but he'll have even more of a head start here. Both dugouts leaning on their respective rails. The Yolo dugout, first base side, everybody leaning on that rail. The 3-2, low and in with Gonzalez going, ball 4. Oakland, by the way, is out of challenges, and that loads them up for David Glancy. So Leday stays at third. Gonzalez moves to second. Blackford walks for the 3rd time. And now Glancy bats. He's 0 for 2 with 2 walks. 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Oakland Ballers. 3-7-1 for Yolo. And now a blooper to the outfield could win it for the High Wheelers. The runners everywhere. Oakland 4, Yolo 3. 2 out, bottom of the 9th, the pitch. Glancy takes, low and away, ball 1, 1-0. And Sullivan may be a little rattled out there. Has just allowed 3 straight 2-out batters to reach. So we'll see if Glancy lets this one go by. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Swung on, driven towards center. Kyle Guerra is there. He's got it. And the Oakland Ballers will join the Yolo High Wheelers in the Pioneer League playoffs in 2024. Well, Glancy hit the ball hard, but Kyle Guerra was right there to make the catch. So the Ballers, congratulations to them. They will go to the playoffs. Boise is now eliminated. I'm sure they are well aware of that up in Great Falls right now. Well, Yolo certainly made things interesting in the 8th and the 9th, needing just 1 run to tie and 2 to win. But they leave the bases loaded twice, once in the 8th and once in the 9th. And the Ballers all come out and give each other high fives all around the mound area. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. And Yolo leaves the bases loaded. Final score here this afternoon and now into the early evening. Oakland 4 and Yolo 3. I will be back with the final totals in a moment. Final score here this afternoon, Oakland 4 and Yolo 3. Here are the final totals first for the victorious and now playoff bound Oakland Ballers. 4 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, and 7 left. For the Yolo High Wheelers, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 12 left. The Oakland record now 57 and 37 overall and 30 and 16 in the second half. Yolo 52 and 40 overall, 29 and 17 in the second half. And again, just for divisional purposes, Yolo is back to second place, 1 game back of Oakland, even though both teams have made the playoffs. And apparently, I have just been told we are set now to see Oakland. We, meaning Yolo, is now set to see Oakland here on Tuesday night. So we'll have 2 more games here, really just to determine for first place. But regardless, it'll be a scenario of Yolo hosting game 1, Oakland hosting game 2. And I guess it still depends on who wins the division, who would host game 3. But anyway, we are locked in now to September 10th being here at 3:30 p.m. against Oakland. So the story of this series, the Ballers have been able to come up with a lot of 2-out run-producing hits, and it was no different today. Ben Ferrer got the start for Yolo, and Ferrer gave up 2 runs in the 3rd inning. 2 out and 2 were on, and it was the second baseman in Dante Stewart who came up with a 2-run triple, his first pro triple, and that made it 2-0 in favor of Oakland. But Yolo came back with a run in the 3rd. on was the center fielder Braylon Skinner at the top of the order for the second time, and he came through with an RBI single, and that made it a 2-1 lead for the Oakland Ballers. The RBI for Braylon Skinner was his 49th of the year. Yolo then struck for 2 more runs in the 4th inning to take what turned out to be a brief lead. Braden Blackford, second baseman Bobby Leday singled. Designated hitter Jose Gonzalez singled. And then Braden Blackford reached on a fielder's choice. Leday had gone to third on Gonzalez's single, and then Blackford reached on a fielder's choice. RBI for Blackford that tied the game at 2. And then later in the inning, Alejandro Figueiredo, a sacrifice fly and a run batted in, and that made it a 3-2 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. RBI for Figueiredo was his 27th with Yolo. Blackford his 65th as a High Wheeler. Ferrer, not one of his sharper outings of late. Obviously, he's pitched very well this year, but that 6th inning, that was the difference. And again, it was Oakland's ability to keep innings alive with 2 out and a runner at first. Stephen Wilmer singled to right. Left fielder Tyler Best walked, and then it was Mr. Trouble in this series, Brad Burkell, a 2-out, 2-run single, which made it 4-3 Oakland. The High Wheelers had chance after chance, stranding 2 runners in the 6th, a runner in the 7th, and then in the 8th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Pinch hitter Ethan Bates struck out, then catcher Angel Mendoza struck out. That was against Connor Sullivan. And then in the 9th, with 2 out and nobody on, second baseman Bobby Leday kept the game going with a single. Designated hitter Jose Gonzalez singled to right, moved Leday to third, and then Braden Blackford walked on a full count. So the bases were loaded. Playoff spot on the line for Oakland. First place on the line for both these teams. And it came down to David Glancy. And just the way that inning was building up, I sort of sensed I thought Glancy was going to come through with a hit. Well, he hit the ball hard, but right at the center fielder and former High Wheeler Kyle Guerra, who made the catch. And the game ended, and Oakland ends up holding on and going to the playoffs and winning by a count of 4-3. So tough loss today for Yolo. Luke Short, the winner for Oakland, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Christian Cosby, an inning and 2/3 of hitless and scoreless relief, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a wild pitch. And Connor Sullivan, the final 2 1/3 innings, getting the save. Gave up 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. Mitch and Cosby offered a wild pitch. Ben Ferrer for Yolo. It's his first loss in a while. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Andrew LaCour, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit and no runs, and struck out 1. Jack Zalaski, he worked an inning and a third, and 2 strikeouts for him, all zeros in between. And Ty Buckner, 6 straight scoreless 9th inning for him. 1 inning, 1 perfect inning, and a couple of strikeouts. Mentioned Ferrer, his first loss in a while. Last time he lost a game was here against Oakland in mid-July, so it's been quite some time since Ben Ferrer ended up losing a game, but ends up with the loss here this afternoon. So, as I said, Oakland ends up winning by a score of 4-3. And, again, the Oakland Ballers will end up going to the playoffs. Yeah, Ben Ferrer, July 19th was his last loss, so it's been pretty much well over a month in an Oakland 8-1 win. Christian Cosby beat him in that one. Oakland wins it 4-3. Short the winner 3-0. Ferrer Short the winner for Oakland 3-0. Sullivan, his second save for the Ballers, and Ferrer the loss, and he drops to 10-4. Again, 3 hours and 1 minute this one took, and again, by company policy, we do not announce the attendance. So that is that here this afternoon. And it will be Oakland and Yolo meeting one another next week for the playoffs. So game one will be here Tuesday night, September 10th. I say Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Thursday, the series will have the off day. Wednesday, the series shifts to Oakland on Thursday. I don't know the time of the game. And then Wednesday, I'm not sure yet, or Friday, if we should have a game 3. Not sure yet who will host that. But anyway, games 1 and 2 are set by location, and the first round series is set. The other side of things, it'll be Missoula and Glacier. That'll do it for today. Great job by Michael Sapel, all of you fans, for coming out and, of course, listening here this afternoon. Oakland Ballers headed to the playoffs. Final score today, Oakland 4 and Yolo 3. Doug Greenwald saying an early